We have ignition and we have liftoff. Liftoff, 32 minutes after the hour, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
In 1983, while the second Space Shuttle Challenger made its successful maiden voyage and Nintendo was busy releasing the iconic game Mario Bros.
It's Atari Mario Brothers with Mario from
The British Library National Sound Archive agreed to fund a research project that would lead to the creation of the earliest PC-based audio restoration systems. 2 years later, in 1985, the archive approached the engineering department at Cambridge University and offered to fund a doctorate research project into its digital audio restoration. It was the groundbreaking work in this project that in 1987 led to the announcement of the prototype Cedar computer. The prototype was demonstrated successfully at the 1987 European AES convention, and a segment on BBC TV's Tomorrow's World program generated enough interest for the library to agree to develop a commercial system. The full range of Series 2 units from 1994 included the DC-1 declicker, the CR-1 decrackler, the DH-2 dehisser, and the AZ-1 azimuth corrector. In 1990, the first commercial Cedar systems were released. These were used to clean up thousands of old recordings for release on CD, plus many vintage movies and TV series for broadcast.
They mean us. Oh!
After being widely adopted in the industry, the 16-bit Cedar systems then spawned the 20-bit Cedar-20 production system, plus a range of 24-bit hardware processors. The DC-1 declicker, released in 1992, and the CR-1 decrackler, released in 1993, were the world's first digital audio restoration rack-mounted units. Groundbreaking as they were superseded in 1994 by the much upgraded Series 2, a range that included that AZ-1 azimuth corrector, the latest incarnations of the DC-1 and CR-1, and the DH-1 dehisser. In 1996, they introduced Cedar for Windows, the world's first 16-track multi-process audio restoration system. That year, Cedar also announced its first OEM agreement with a DAW manufacturer, where with studio audio and video, denoise became the first Cedar process to run on another manufacturer's hardware. In 1997, they launched Series X, a cost-effective range of rack-mounted units that embodied the most frequently used algorithms in compact 1U rack-mount units. The company concentrated on fundamental audio research throughout 97 and 98, developing a number of new algorithms including debuzz, advanced dynamics processes, and EQs for Cedar for Windows, an improved noise reduction process for the DHX dehisser, and a 24/96 version of denoise for Sadie. There was also the revolutionary D-Click for Sadie, which was the world's first digital audio restoration system to offer no parameters to the end user. All processing decisions were being made by the algorithm itself. In March 1999, they released Cedar for Windows 2, which incorporated the latest algorithms, refined user interfaces, and more software processes than the earlier version. At the same time, Series X added debuzzing and azimuth correction to their most popular range of products. The same year, Cedar Audio released Cedar for Soundscape, thus placing the Cedar name in front of a new audience of audio engineers in smaller project studios. Up to this point, removing thumps had been the holy grail for the audio industry, but it had proved extremely difficult, if not impossible, to do. Cedar D-Thump remedied this. Capable of removing problems up to 50,000 samples duration, it was yet another demonstration of Cedar's ability to remain at the very forefront of audio technology. In 2000, the DNS 1000 was announced and was an instant hit in post-production studios. It was also widely used in real-time for sports, news channels, games, and quiz shows, and many other forms of live broadcasting. It was a game changer for many of its users, earning numerous industry accolades and awards, and many of these units are still in use today. Cedar's next product was even more innovative. Released in 2002, Retouch introduced the concept of spectral editing to the world, and for the first time, allowed its users to identify and eliminate specific sounds. Since then, Cedar has licensed the technology to many different manufacturers that now offer products based on its patented technology. In the same year, the DNS 2000 hit the market, which made the DNS process available in an automated form, specifically for Pro Tools users. The DNS 2000 itself provided the DSP power, as well as the I/O for the system. With up to 252 channels in a single installation, the DNS 2000 was more than adequate for the largest post installations. On another front, the company had been further developing its OEM technology, and in 2002, Cedar for SADI was joined by Cedar for AMS, followed in 2003 by Cedar for Pyromax. But the biggest news of 2003 was the launch of Cedar Cambridge, which is still the company's flagship product. They used the ever-increasing power of the host of processors to make multi-channel, multi-process restoration and noise suppression more flexible and more productive than ever before. In 2004, the company replaced the 3 models in the Series X range with 2 new Cedar Duo rack mounts, the DDC declicker and the DDH auto dehiss, both of which offered significantly better performance than their predecessors, and since have become 2 of the company's most enduring products. In 2005, the company released Cedar Tools, which included retouch in a suite of additional restoration processes for Pro Tools, and was upgraded again in 2006. This was also the year in which the company released NR-5 for Cedar Cambridge, which was the most natural-sounding broadband noise reduction software yet developed. By 2007, the DNS 1000 had won Academy Awards for Cedar's engineers and could be found on dubbing stages and in post-production studios across the world. But due to imminent changes in the legislation surrounding electronic components and manufacturing, it was time to update it, and the company did so with the launch of the DNS 1500. In 2008, the DNS 2000 was also discontinued and replaced by the elegant DNS 3000 dialogue noise suppressor. With its moving faders, memories, remote control, onboard automation, and more, this was the most sophisticated dialogue noise suppressor ever developed. In 2009, it had become clear that the world required a plug-in version of Cedar's DNS technology. So the company started developing DNS-1, the world's first soft dialogue noise suppressor. Upon its launch in 2010, this proved to be a huge success and the winner of multiple industry awards. In 2011, Cedar Audio added 3 additional processes of particular value to customers working in audio post-production, and Cedar Studios was born. During this period, Cedar's engineers had been investigating new adaptive technologies to automate the control of the DNS algorithm. The result came in 2012 when the company released the DNS-8 live dialogue noise suppressor. This included the unique learn capability that allowed the unit to determine the amplitude and color of unwanted noise even while wanted speech was present. Meanwhile, Cedar was again turning its attention to the forensic and security arenas, and in 2014 launched its first product designed specifically for simultaneous real-time surveillance, recording, noise suppression, and transcription. For the first time, Cedar Trinity made it possible for non-expert field agents to perform in real time many of the tasks that would previously have been provided by audio forensic laboratories. While pursuing the arena of security and forensics, the company still hadn't forgotten its customers in post and broadcast, and over the next 12 months, many major upgrades were released. Not least among these was the DNS-1 with Learn, which superseded all of the previous DNS algorithms and soon appeared in Cedar Cambridge as well as the company's plugins. In 2016, 2 of Cedar's most significant developments in this field were unveiled. The DNS-2 dialogue noise suppressor was designed specifically for location sound recordists and quickly became the most successful product in the company's history. Alongside this, the new FNR algorithm on Cedar Cambridge version 10, which included the latest developments in Learn and other areas of signal processing, superseded every previous broadband dialogue noise reduction process. In 2017, the SE1 speech enhancer was launched specifically for real-time surveillance, where ease of use and rapid response were the overriding criteria, and it soon appeared worldwide in situations such as counterterrorism and hostage crises. By 2019, the DNS-8 Live had been in production for 7 years and was still a mainstay of the company's product lines. But during that period, customers were asking about whether Dante could be added. When it appeared, the DNS-8D hosted an enhanced algorithm embodying everything that their signal processing researchers had learned since releasing the original model: an improved user interface, a remote control, and of course, Dante. At the same time as the company was developing its machine learning algorithms in its DNS products, it was researching the latest AI techniques related to audio pattern recognition. In 2020, it released Retouch 8, which embodied the most advanced algorithms yet developed to identify repetitions of unwanted sounds, plus a new noise suppression and enhancement algorithm that for the first time allowed the system to manipulate identified sounds without affecting the surrounding atmos or background signal. First appearing in Cedar Cambridge version 13 and then in the latest versions of Cedar for Pyramix, this was accompanied on the Cedar Cambridge by the latest development in the impulse noise reduction. Today, products such as Cedar Cambridge, Cedar Studio, and Cedar Trinity remain the tools of choice in each of their markets, while Cedar hardware products such as the DNS2, DNS8D, and the SE1 are worldwide standards within their own industries. Cedar Audio has been leading the world in audio restoration and noise suppression for more than 30 years. They truly are on the cutting edge of noise suppression, and I'm expecting to see more and more artificial intelligence-driven audio processing come to the industry, with Cedar Audio leading the way.